Welcome to the channel. I'm Stacy, and my goal here is to help you to be front of house ready for your worship services. Today we'll be focusing on parts, and more specifically parts for the song Battle Belongs by Phil Wickham. This one's in the key of D flat at 81 beats per minute, and it's got some nice big parts, some nice small dynamics, and some tasty licks in between. We're going to be starting off with an octave part. It's going to be a D flat chord, fretting the A at the 4th fret, the G at the 6th. Sliding that up to an F sharp, the A at the 9th, the G at the 11th, to an F, the A at the 8th, the G at the 10th. We're going to be following the rhythmic pattern of the drummer, and it's something like this. For the D flat, that's what we're going to be doing. And then sliding up to that F sharp, down to the F. It's a 6 count on that D flat, and then kind of a 2 count split up between the F sharp and the F, but they're not necessarily even. You just want to follow the rest of the band, the drummer specifically, for when those chord changes are hitting on the beats. We're going to run through this for the intro. It's 2 passes for the intro. After the second pass, we're going to slide down from our F. We're just going to slide it down to the D flat. And we're doing that because we're going into a verse and it's a down part for the verse. And so we don't want to hit it with a hard chord right at the beginning. We want to slide down and just let the trails run off into that part. We're going to also be doing this for the turnaround after the next chorus. I guess the first chorus, it's only after the first chorus. And then it's also the outro for the song. So that's also following the chorus, but it's the last chorus. All right. So with all the effects, that section is going to sound like this. And we've got a couple of drives on. I'm using the Helix preset for the tutorial here. The HX Stomp has just 1 drive because there wasn't enough blocks in the signal chain, but on Helix we've got enough. So I've got a couple of drives, and I got the wet effects set to match what I heard on the tracks. So with all the effects, it'll sound like this. After the intro, we're going to be on our first verse section. And like I said, we're going to let that chord just ring out and let it fade. And then when we do come in, we're going to be playing off of kind of the D flat minor pentatonic scale. We're going to be fretting the B string at the 7th, and then the B at the 6th, and then the D at the 8th. And the minor pentatonic scale, it doesn't include that B at the 7th. That would probably be part of the major scale. Most of the songs that we play kind of use a combination of both. It's also based on a chord. So this is an F sharp chord in a D shape. So it's kind of combining that. So I just saw a video. Justin Ostrander is saying, don't practice scales. That'll ruin your potential or ruin your progress. Focus on chords. That's something my dad taught me without actually saying it. But when I realized what he was doing when he was showing me how to follow changes, he was just basically playing melodies out of chords. So I'm just trying to learn what that actually is and try to find guys that are talking about it in ways that make sense to me. But that's what we're doing here. We're going to be playing the B string on the 7th, the 6th, and then the D at the 8th. For this one, as far as the presets goes, this one doesn't have drive. It's more cleaner. It's got the chorus, more delay and reverb. Nice, fun, tasty tones for the parts we've got coming up. And then after that, we have, we're going to be doing let's see, this one has a palm muted piece. So that's, the way I broke this up is that's the first verse, and it's just like the tag to the first verse or the tail end of it. And then the second verse comes in, and we're going to be doing a palm muted part, fretting the G at the 6th, the G at the 8th, the B at the 6th, the B at the 9th. Now this is the part of the minor pentatonic scale. But we're going to be palm muting it, and it's going to be like this. You'll want to kind of figure out how much you want your palm resting on the strings. I preferred it if I could get my palm just lightly on there so I can hear a little bit more trail from the delay and reverb. But it's more difficult to do than I expected, especially because we're doing this 6 times. And so just the more you're repeating something, it's just a little bit more difficult to keep consistency. But that might be something you want to work on. We're going to do that 6 times. And then after the 6th time, we're going to do fret the G at the 6th, G at the 8th, B at the 6th, B at the 9th. And then there's a slight pause. And then we're going to not palm mute, but strike that B at the 7th, the B at the 6th. And then we go back into the palm mute. And this time we're going to run it 8 times in a row, just finishing out that verse section. So I'm going to go through the tail end of verse 1 with that little walk down on the B string, and then the palm muted part. And I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way through the whole thing. Now we're in our first chorus, and we're out for the chorus. It's just a down chorus, nice and mellow. And then when we come in, we're going to be playing that intro part. That's going to be a turnaround for this section. And we're just going to go through it one time, the D flat to the F sharp to the F. And then when we're done with all the strums, we just slide it down to the D flat. Now we're in our next verse section. So this is going to be verses 3 and 4. And kicking off verse 3, it's going to be the same notes that we played for that little walk down on verse 1, only we're going to be fretting them in a different spot because we got some movement. So before we fretted the 7th to the 6th on the B string, we're going to be the 11th to the 10th on the G string. And we're doing this because it slides down. So we're going to be the G at the 11th, the 10th, and slide it down to the 3rd. And it's the same notes as that first verse. But that slide lets the trails of the delay kind of come in and fill that space a little bit. After that, we're going to be at the 6th fret on the G string. We're going to strike it twice, and then the 6th at the B string once, and then the 6th at the G string again. We're going to go through that 3 times, and then we're going to replace the first 2 strikes on the G at the 6th with the G at the 8th. And then... let's see. And then we have 2 strikes on the 6th fret on the G, 1 on the B on the 9th, the 6th on the G again, the B at the 7th, the 6th at the G again, the B at the 6th, and then the 6th at the G, and then the little gallop. Let's see. All right, so like a little bit of a gallop. I'm not sure how to note that. But anyway, you don't have to do it. You want to maybe find a way of hitting that section in a way that is repeatable for you. I tried to get it exactly like it was on the recording, and I know for the cover video, I did it different. So I might even be doing it different now than I did then, just trying to remember what that part was like. But then we repeat that G at the 6th, and then we're going to walk down the B from the 9th to the 7th to the 6th. And then we're going to repeat that first part of that verse section, the G at the 6th, 2 strikes, the B 1, the G again with 2. We're going to do that 3 times, and then we're going to hit an A flat chord, fretting the G at the 8th, the B at the 9th. We're going to hit that twice, and then do that walk down again. With the G at the 6th, and then alternating the G at the 6th with the B at the 9th, G at the 6th, B at the 7th, B at the 6th, and then that little gallop part again, and then the B 9, 7, 6. And then we're going to be into our first big chorus, but that part with all the effects, and it's the same without drive, with chorus and all the stuff, as the first verse section, it'll sound like this. right, now we're into our first big chorus. And this is going to be kind of like the same tones that we used for that intro, but then we're adding a pitch effect. And for this one, we're going to be fretting the B at the 7th, the B at the 9th, the G at the 6th, the G at the 8th, and then the B at the 6th. Let's see. And then the G at the 8th. And then as kind of a tag note, we're going to hit the G at the 6th, and then the B at the 7th, 9th again. Back to the G at the 6th, strike it once, strike it again, hammer onto the 8th, and then the B at the 6th. And then the G at the 8th, kind of a little bit of a gallop, not quite the same as the one that we did on that first section for those walk downs, but a little bit of something. And then to the 6th on the G. It played slow, it'll be like this. We're going to repeat that, and it's going to be twice exactly the same. And then we're going to land on the G string at the 6th fret, and we're going to drive that just with 8 strong pick strokes. And then let it trail off. It's going to go into our first bridge, which is the down bridge. So that chorus with all the effects will sound like this. Now we're into the bridge, and for the first pass of the bridge, we're going to be out. And then when we do come in, we're going to be playing the same part. We're going to run through it 4 times, and you'll want to start it off picking with a light pick attack and increase it to a nice intense pick attack by the final pass, and that'll help build the energy of the song. But we're going to be playing the same part, and it's going to be this: the G at the 11th, strike twice, the B at the 9th, the high E at the 9th, the high E at the 11th. And then the G at the 10th. Everything else is the same. The G at the 8th. Once we've gone to that point, then we're going to be the high E at the 13th, the 9th, and the 11th, the B at the 9th, and then the whole thing starts again. So that's one full pass. We go through that 4 times, like I said, increasing the pick attack with each pass. And then after we've done it 4 times, we've got a little tag we're going to do. The G at the 11th, the B at the 9th, the high E at the 9th, the high E at the 11th. And then we have these double stops. We're going to be on the B and high E at the 9th for 5 drives. And then the B at the 9th, the high E at the 8th for 4 drives. And then we're going to be repeating the chorus just like we did the first time with the tag part. But let me go through that bridge. I'm going to run through it as though it's the last pass. So it'll have the 4 with the more intense pick strike, and then that little tag at the end. It'll be like this. We go straight from that right into the chorus, and it's going to be that same part we just went over. The only difference is it goes through 2 times, and then it repeats it repeats the B from the 7th to the 9th, the G at the 6th, the hammer on. I'm going to go ahead and run through that last chorus just because that tag is a little bit different than the last time we did it. And then after that chorus, we repeat that turnaround part in the same way. So the A at the 4th, G at the 6th, following the rhythm of the drums, coming up to the 11th on the G, the 9th on the A, and then the 10th on the G, the 8th on the A, and then sliding that down to our D flat, A at the 4th, G at the 6th. So that last chorus, I'm going to go ahead and run through the whole thing. It'll be like this. Alright, I hope you found this one helpful. If you did, subscribe and hit that like button for good measure. If you'd like the resources for this song, you'll find them at a link in the description box below. You'll also find the free Sunday Starter Pack for HX Stomp and for Helix. The HX Stomp Sunday Starter Pack comes with 2 free presets, along with the tabbed reference chart and a MIDI controller guide in case you wanted to use a MIDI controller with your Stomp. And the Helix Sunday Starter Pack comes with 2 free presets, as well as that tabbed reference chart. Alright, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.